Cat and Mellohi, the most prized possessions of TommyInnit and arguably the most valuable items in the Dream SMP. The war for the music discs, with the formal name of the Disc War or the Disc Saga, is yet to come to an end, even though it is the first ever war to happen on the Dream SMP. In this video, we're going to be answering the question, why are they so valuable, by analyzing the history of the discs and finding out their true value on the Dream SMP, which actually leads to how TommyInnit can win the war. That's right, you thought it was impossible, I thought it was impossible, but it is, and it's actually much simpler than you might think. Now, before the video starts, I want to say that pretty much everybody who watches my videos aren't subscribed, so if you are, thanks a lot, and if you aren't, you know what to do. Enjoy the video. These two discs have been the sole reason as to why conflict started in the first place on the Dream SMP, as long as we don't count the first day Tommy joined, that is. But one has to wonder, why is there so much on the line for two music discs? Well, to get a good idea of how valuable these discs have been in the Dream SMP so far, let's look at their history. Back when Tommy used to store the discs in a normal chest, the first couple of skirmishes for the discs happened. Dream stole both of the discs from Tommy and in the end traded them for Tommy's enchanted netherite chestplate. So does this mean that the two discs are of equal value to an enchanted netherite chestplate? Well, at the time, Dream apparently thought so. Now fast forward to the War of Independence of Lemberg. Lemberg's citizens are cornered, with one of them having betrayed the country and having them all killed. The destruction of Lemberg was imminent, but Tommy made a last-minute decision to sacrifice both of the discs for the independence of Lemberg. Dream accepted. So then, does this mean that the discs are of equal value to a country? Well, at the time, both Dream and Tommy thought so. Now, I was actually planning on adding the part where Skippy got hold of Mellohi and traded it to Bad for quartz, and then I thought to myself, yeah, no. There is one final time that the discs were of relevance to an important event, at least from what I've thought about, and that was in the aftermath of the Lemberg vs Poctopia war, where Wilbur announced Tommy as president.
Wilbur, I can't be the president.
Why?
Because
What do you mean?
Why not? Oh, no.
as much as this is everything, and this is what would have been everything. I've still got unfinished business because you still got those discs, and I can't do this until we're done. And Dream, we're not done.
Tommy refused, stating that he had unsolved business with Dream, aka the Disc Saga. Now, here we have three instances in which the discs were either traded for something in return or were the main factor to an important decision. So the first instance is when Dream traded both of the discs for a netherite chestplate. The second one is when Tommy traded both of them back to Dream for the independence of a country. And in the third instance, they were the main reason as to why Tommy turned down the presidency. So if we were to find the approximate value of the discs, what would it be? The sum of all of these situations or a specific one? Well, it's actually neither. When the discs were first obtained by Tommy, it took him hours to get them. Now, that is actually why they were his most prized possessions at the start, and even so, he was storing them in a regular chest. In fact, in the first skirmish for the discs, the whole ordeal started when Dream stole his discs from the chests that were out in the open, inside of his house. Anybody could have grabbed those discs, but they didn't. They didn't because the discs meant nothing to them. So then why did Dream steal them? The answer is probably obvious to you, because they meant everything to Tommy. They were leverage, and in all of these situations, all Dream wanted was to have a high ground on Tommy.
I care about your discs. I care more about your discs than you do. That's the only thing I care about in the server, actually. I don't care about Spirit. Spirit was my horse. Died ages ago. I care about your discs, because that's what gives me power over you and your friends and everybody that you care about, because you care about your disc more than anyone else here. I'll get them, I will keep them, I'll put them in my inner chest, and I will keep them for the rest of the server.
But if Dream cares so much about the discs, then why did he trade them away for a netherite chestplate in the first place? Because the true value of the discs changes every single day. It changed when the trade happened for the chestplate and when they were sacrificed for freedom. The true value of the discs depends on the sentimental attachment that Tommy has to them. In the beginning, they were valued because of the time spent to obtain them, and then as time went on, they became more valuable to Tommy. every single fight he's had for the sake of the discs, he's grown more attached to them. And as the discs became of greater value to Tommy, so did they for Dream. Think about it this way, usually in real life, when you first acquire something, whether it be an item or a friendship, it doesn't have that great of a value to you. However, the more time you spend with said thing, you start to care about it more. It's a simple concept that I'm guessing all of us can sympathize with. And actually, that was probably the reason why Dream stopped caring about Spirit's remains. He never really had to fight for them or spend time with them as much as Tommy did with his discs. In fact, I suspect that Dream also has some sentimental attachment to the discs that arose from the amount of conflict that he had to engage in order to obtain them. Just look at this clip.
Don't try and threaten me. I don't care. I have lost all care for anything on the server.
Really?
The
So
only
if
thing
I
care
burn
about
Spirit
is
right
it-
now,
burn
you wouldn't
Spirit
care?
right in front of me right now.
Well, this is the only thing you've had attachment to this entire time. How do I know you're not
I
lying?
have attachment to your discs.
Why would you care? Why would you? They're my discs. Why do you even care about them?
No, Tommy, they're my discs. I'll get them. I will keep them. I'll put them in my inner chest, and I will keep them for the rest of the server.
Dream legitimately sounds like he doesn't care about spirits anymore, and instead he cares about the discs. So then, the real question is, how can Tommy win the war against Dream? You probably guessed it, he needs to let go of the discs. He needs to realize that the discs are valuable to Dream because they're valuable to him. And the moment in which Tommy finally realizes this and lets go of the discs, Dream would be holding on to nothing. Like seriously, getting discs isn't that hard at all. I don't know why it took Tommy so long to get them. If Tommy does the most simple yet one of the hardest things possible, he can win the war single-handedly. And if we think about it, Tommy has already started to let go of the discs. Right before the destruction of L'Manberg, Tommy encouraged Tubbo to give Mellohi to Dream right after he said,
You betrayed me.
I didn't betray you. You teamed up the very.
I went for the discs.
destroyed our
The
game
discs.
the first
The
time.
discs were worth more than you ever were. What?
No.
What?
God.
I
I don't.
Tubbo is Tommy's best friend, and obviously much more valuable than 2 items, and I think in that moment his subconscious mind had a breakthrough, but he still hasn't realized this fact yet. Of course, I'd imagine that this arc would be one of the saddest if it were to happen, but it's much better than Tommy or Tubbo dying or getting locked up in Pandora's vault. Anyways, this is probably one of the most likely ways the Disc Saga is going to end. Obviously anticlimactic, but that's also how one of the biggest wars on the Dream SMP ended, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this were to happen. Of course, this is far from facts, and again, one of the ways the war could end. I have another idea as to how this ordeal could come to an end, and I'm planning on making a video on that as well, but for now, I'm going to end the video here. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that the war is going to end in the most anticlimactic way possible with Tommy's realization of the true value of the discs, or something else? Comment down below. I respond to nearly every single comment I get, as long as they're not comments like this. Look, I really don't know how to respond to this. YouTube even highlighted it. Again, subscribing is free and it only takes a couple of seconds, and I truly hope that you've enjoyed the video. Stay safe.